about you. And then you see success and you realize that it can't fix the deeply broken person that you have always been. And now you get is
Boy. Alicia, where are you going in South Carolina?
I'm currently in Lancaster County, Indian Land, South Carolina. Most of my projects,
I left my headset in the car. I should have.
yeah, most of my projects are in Columbia, South Carolina, though.
Yeah.
Miami Painting Press.
Hey, people jumping on. What's going on, guys? What's up, Ben?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I'm gonna give people a few minutes to get on. So Antoine, Ben, Daraka. I don't think Jacoby and Bryson. Hold on a second. I'll wait for those two. I see we got back from the city. Antoine, that background looks familiar, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any more motion over there? I know with all this weather, probably not. People aren't doing much.
Yeah, ain't nothing been shaking for since the weekend, man. Everybody's locked down.
They're talking like it's supposed to snow again on Friday.
Yeah, it is. So,
What is that, High Point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the first one you walked in? Were you doing the filming on? Or is that one completed?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I have a question real quick. How do
Go
you
ahead.
open that file you sent me? The CAD. I cannot get it open.
CAD files is not gonna. It's not gonna open your computer anyway. Only thing you're gonna. That's for CAD files are going to be for architects and for engineers. It's a special electronic format they can read.
Okay. I got somebody working on a site plan. It should be done in a couple of days. Aerial view and then a view from the parking lot, looking inside.
Okay.
That's cool.
Let's see here. All right. All right, I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes and then we're gonna get started without them or with them. Oh, there it is. Jacoby's on, Bryce's on. I just want to make sure you got teams on first of all. Okay, so I got an email from City of Winston-Salem today. I sent that to you guys. Were you guys able to open it? And I also sent the attachment I sent separately from that.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Right. Oh, sorry, I'm eating it every day. Hold on a second. I'll share it with everybody too here. Let's see. See cottage court. Application redline. Okay, so share. So this is what you guys got back from the city. And this is the additional required information you see right here. For petitioners, or for petitions excluding site plan amendments involving partial lot, a boundary description, or from a current field survey defining the outer boundary of the entire property to be zoned shall be submitted. The property description may be either written meets and bounds descriptions format or a sealed survey following the standards forth in 21 NACA 56.1604. The deadline for submittal of descriptions is Monday of the pre-submittal week unless otherwise specified. Additional descriptions based on blah, blah, blah. Fine, start clearly define the corner, identify the place, beginning, blah, blah, blah. Two ties by typing my full name, provide entry and person consent. Okay, so basically what they're saying to you guys is you have 3 separate lots, correct?
Yeah.
You have 3 meets and bounds descriptions. So if you don't know what a meets and bounds description is, when you are defining a legal lot, okay? That is the legal language that defines like what a parcel is and what a parcel isn't. So for instance, all my shadow people, what we were waiting for when we in Gastonia to get those legal descriptions, those are meets and bounds descriptions to say exactly how big the lot, where it is exactly, and all those. That is a legal description that is recorded then in a deed book with a deed book and page. So what they're saying is you guys have 3 lots and they have 3 legal descriptions, right? They need a legal description to set out the boundary of all of those, even though they're not combined. So what we need to do, or what you need to do, is you need to look at the surveyor that did your survey, copy me on an email, send them the language here, and just let them know that you need a meets and bounds description of the perimeter if all of these lots were put together. And you want to get it from them as soon as possible. Okay. Now, the fact that you have not combined these lots into one, it is not going to be a legal description that is recorded anyway, because that's not actually what you have. You have 3 different lots. So it says a boundary description for the current field survey defining the outer boundaries of the entire property to be rezoned shall be submitted. The property description may be either written meets and bounds description format or sealed survey. So if he will just do a written meets and bounds description for the property, that should suffice. But we want to get that from them, deliver it to the city, make sure with Rory it's fine, so we don't have any other delays. You guys understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the reason we're doing
in the morning then.
huh?
I'll get that request over to the surveyor in the morning.
Yeah, go ahead and copy everybody on it and then copy me, because you ask them, say, hey, do you understand? Just make sure I need to get this back quickly. Just make sure if there's any issue of anything. He should not have to come back out and resurvey. He's already surveyed the 3 lots together. He shouldn't have to come back out. He has all his points. He shouldn't have to. If he wants to charge you some money for doing it, just go ahead and pay it and be done with it. But he shouldn't have to. It's not like he needs to come back out and resurvey. He has all the points necessary to do that. Okay. The other thing, so I got the email today. You guys did not. So you guys need to make sure that you set up your own account within the system, and you can add your project ID. This is all public information. You can monitor any project that you want to monitor. Okay? You can set up an account in Winston-Salem and monitor any project you want. They're all public information. So you as a team or a group should go ahead and
Doing that.
set that up so you can monitor. That way, if there's a red line that comes back, then you will get the message on that red line. I got the message because I am the one that submitted the application for you guys. Okay? That way also too, you can always see if someone made a comment, you can see exactly who that person was that made the comment. And I'll show you the interface here for you guys. And for all of my people in the shadow mentorship, same thing. You want to make sure that you have access to this, because in any municipality where you're doing something, just because it is the way for you to keep up with your own projects. Let's see here. Share, window, share. Okay, so when you came in, this of course has this project because I hit the link for this project. But if I were to go back and look at my submittals, you can see right here, this is the last submittal we had. Review comments and resubmit. This is going to show you everything that you have. So you can continue. So these are all checked, I believe. Okay, we read the requirements. All those requirements are met. Application. We're not doing anything additional there. Okay, pins multiple. So this right here is where they want you to have both the owner information and they're going to want us to add that legal description. Okay. Then if there are issues, we'll respond to those issues and we'll upload files here. If there's any fees, we'll play that. We'll do that. We'll commit and we'll submit and confirm. So this is going to be the location when you guys got to get that information. We will submit it from here and verify they have it uploaded, and we're going to double check to make sure they have it. Okay. So you guys here, I will put the
link in the chat. Put the link in the chat.
And I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. Control C.
And from my team, if somebody wants to do it, just put it in the group chat so we can make sure we have everything. If not, I'll happily do it. Just let me know though.
Okay. So what you want to do is submit for an account. And let's see here. Let me make sure this is the same place where I actually logged in at.
So we have to register.
Yeah, we got to register.
All right.
Here, I'm going to do this. Control V. Boom. So this is where you register, and this is where you manage all your accounts. So in Charlotte, I have an account like this. In High Point, I have an account like this. Every county where you have things going on, you have accounts like this. And the reason why you have them is because this is the way, even if you have professionals working for you, this is the way you monitor their work. If an engineer says, hey, I haven't got any red lines back for this, and red lines are going to be a term meant for you sent something in that needs revisions. They've redlined. Okay. On those red lines, most of the time, what you have on that red line is you have an actual, you have a, what you need to send back, and then you have a delivery date also. Let me see. Projects I'm tracking, interview projects. Okay, so this is for instance, let me share so you guys can see, sorry. This is a different application, but this will give you an idea too of kind of what it's like. So this is a food truck park that I got approved in Winston-Salem. Okay. It chronicles everything. When I first submitted my application, okay, my second submittal, my third submittal, my fourth submittal, and my approved stamp submittal when I got approved. So under here, let's see. Number. I'm trying to think here. Here we go. So you go to the little exclamation point here, and if you have open issues, it's going to tell you what open issues I had. So at point, I had this is from fire and safety, what they wanted me to do, the health department, utilities, what they wanted me to do. The biggest hold on this was restrooms. So with these guys, they didn't want me to have a temporary restroom. I had to have a full restroom. So I had to submit plans for an actual full restroom to get this project approved. But I managed everything. These are documents for my engineers and everything, but I managed the timing. So if something came back and they said, hey, we need a revision here, I called the engineer, we need a revision right here. Okay. You guys need to get used to managing your own projects. And that's where we do that from. Okay. So that's it for that. You guys go ahead and set up your account for that so we can monitor. The next question for you guys, do you have your communication ready to go out for your meeting? Do you have a meeting date set?
We don't have a meeting date set. We're using the letter that you gave us from the Charlotte one, and I have to make a couple edits. So by tomorrow we should be ready for outreach, and then we had to circle up with the church to make sure we had a venue.
Okay.
And that's all we're waiting on. We had communication kind of broke down with the weather with the pastor there, but they're good to go. We just need to confirm a date with them. But
okay. And then after that, what I would do is work on your ground game around there. Antoine, you're close by or whatever. Like I said, I don't know if the congregation of the church showing up there on Sunday or whatever, but do whatever you guys can to get the word out as much as you possibly can. If you can collect email addresses for these people and phone numbers to call them or whatever. Then additionally, I've reached out to Councilwoman Scipio. I haven't heard back from her yet. I'm gonna reach back out. You need to look up all the contact information for all of the city council people there in Winston-Salem. You need to make sure that you send a copy to them, each one of them, inviting them out. Everybody. We also need to, if possible, Councilwoman Burke. If, of course, I want Councilwoman Scipio to help us navigate that, but if she's not available for whatever reason, we still have to do that. We need to reach out to Councilwoman Burke again and say, hey, this is something that's going on in your district. We really would like you to be a part of, making this affordable housing project happen. Butter her up in the email or whatever, send that to her assistant, whoever her assistant is, and go ahead and try to get that meeting with her. If Councilwoman Scipio, if we then take, hey, Councilwoman Scipio, we've made an effort, this is what we got back, we got nothing back, Councilwoman Scipio, I'm sure will be more than happy to help us get that done. But we want to show effort on our side, not just counting on her to do everything for us. Also, you need to make sure you know all the at-large city council people as well, besides the one that are just the district city council people. You guys had also started developing a list for people that were, you need someone from the housing authority. There is a person at the housing authority that is responsible for transitions for people from out of the housing authority to, whatever else. I think, Antoine, you said too, there's a thing now where Section 8 vouchers can be converted to vouchers for people for home ownership. You guys are on top of that.
We've already started and we've started to build out the list.
yep.
Okay. Well, with the list, you need to make sure too that you have a separate communication for those groups too. You want to make sure that you have a separate communication for people that are going to be advocates for people that might want to buy these products. So you need to be ready for a meeting, even if it's a one-off meeting with each group, and say, hey, we want to meet with you, Winston-Salem Housing Authority, on what we're trying to do. We want to look at possibly maybe a streamlined process for possibly some of your applicants. Even though we're just starting, we want to make sure that we get people through an application process and have them ready to go, by the time these are, so people aren't trying to get ready possibly then. Antoine, all the programs that you found, all the programs you had for that money, there are directors for all of those programs. All of those programs, you need to make sure, and if you don't do anything but for them, I'm sure there are people that are usual suspects that are the people, the brokers around there that understand the programs back and forth. You need to do that. You guys need to make an outreach to brokers and say, hey, all the brokers in this space, we want to have a one-off meeting with you. This is what we're looking to do. We want to go ahead and get people pre-qualified as possible. As soon as you guys can get plans together, things like that, you want to get your ground game ready, because if we go through and, or not if we go through, when we go through and you're done, I don't want you to ramp up for the next phase. I want you to be already ahead of the next phase. So if we have a lot of goodwill and momentum already done, then when you get approved, the moment you get approved, all right, cool. This is this model. This is unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, whatever the case may be. Like, make sure that you understand your process for moving forward with those. You guys need to also, at some point, start looking at for the site preparation and everything, what we need to do that to become, ready. So we need to go ahead and be reaching out to a civil engineer. I have some here in Charlotte, and you can probably find some there too, and say, hey, what is it going to do? What is it going to be for us to get a site plan prepared for what we're going to have to do? Understand what your costs are going to be for that. So as soon as you're ready, because the next process that we do, the same portal that you have here, we're going to have to get an approved site plan. Once the rezoning's done, we have to have an approved site plan. And then we want to get water, sewer, that parking lot done and be ready to go. Then at that point, you guys have to think for yourselves, like, what is your next move? So think about this. You pre-sold all the units. You have an approved site plan. What is it possible that you could do?
Slip it right off, really.
Whole thing. You might be able to go to, housing authority and say, hey, look, we've done everything but flip the pancakes over. All you got to do is flip them over, put them on your plate. We could look at a public-private partnership between possibly a nonprofit that does building in that realm. In Charlotte, there's House Charlotte, there's a bunch of them that do that. There are nonprofits that actually do this for a living. So you bring them a shovel-ready project, they put their machine behind it that does this all the time. And
the church that we've been talking to, they have senior housing. They did a Light Tech project probably about 8-9 years ago.
Okay. Well, this doesn't even really need Light Tech money, and Light Tech money can't go to home ownership.
But I'm saying they're in that.
Yeah, they're in that space. Okay. Well, that being the case, you guys need to be ahead of all the exit, all the off ramps, everything. So you can be learning and make a decision when the time comes of what you want to do. Durock, you got a question?
Yeah, in respects to all the context as far as the affordable housing people that are involved, should we have them come to the church as well as the city planning?
I would
invite them out.
I would definitely have them come to the church, because if you have them come to the church, then some of the questions that possibly may come up, you have a point of reference for people that do this all the time.
Okay.
For point of reference for people to do this all the time. And depending upon, you need to segment and set out the different groups of people that you're going to be looking for. Of course, you need people on the consumer side. So those brokers that have this list of clients that want to do this, you may have them bring a couple clients there. I don't know. On the lending side, you may have a lender. If you say, hey, listen, we want to get a lender that's going to offer, $500 in closing costs, no points or whatever, I am sure that you can find a lender there that would be more than willing to be the go-to lender and offer preferential rates for 10 homes. That's not going to be hard.
We've started developing that list as well.
Good. So those are the things that you guys need to be working on. It's not just this one thing. You need to be working on all these layers to put yourself in the best position you possibly can when it's time. And the meetings that you have for them is going to be different, obviously, you know? So the meeting that you have with the lenders is going to be different than who you have with the housing authority and the nonprofits that do this kind of stuff already. And for the nonprofits, if it's a possibility of a partnership and say, hey, listen, we're the developers. We're the developers. We've done the heavy lifting and everything. You have an organization that goes and groups these benefits for people together and kind of wraps it up in a bow and brings people in from the backside. And if that's what you guys do and you guys can do that and you guys can still make your bread, you've taken that part off your plate. You don't have to go do that part. You can just be the developer. Okay? But if you don't go into those relationships, they don't know that you want to participate like that with them. They don't know that. They think maybe you want to do it all. You guys don't have the machine that they have. They do this over and over and over and over again. So those relationships you want to understand. Same thing with lenders, political, all of those things. You guys want to create a bucket for each one of those people and make sure you have the necessary meetings to get all of that stuff done. And preemptively is the best way to do it. So again, I'm sure there are, and Antoine, I can't remember who was the guy. I think he's gone now, but there was a person that was over, the giving out of those homes, out of those lots. I guarantee if you contact them, he can give you a list of the nonprofit developers there in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, I've got him on the list. I can't remember the name off the top of the head, but he's the head of neighborhood housing in Greensboro now.
Right. So even if you call him, I guarantee you he can either give you the list or let you know who those people are that can do that. I also talked to you guys too, and I think that you were trying to work with probably Rick Thompson to try to get some renderings or some elevations for what you guys are looking at doing.
Yeah.
If you tell Rick, and I have a very good relationship with him, that say, hey, listen, we want you to do the design work for these places, Rick's not going to charge you for elevations. He's just not.
Okay.
And also with the elevations, you can just get something, say this is representative. It's not, we're not guaranteeing we have the right to change our mind about certain things, but it's representative of what we're going to be doing. Get something that's representative and use that and get yourself, your whatever you guys media kit's going to be, and put that stuff together. But I don't want you guys waiting for the next thing. You guys have a lot of work that needs to be done that can be done preemptively to be ready for this.
All right. Sounds good.
If you guys need to get together and have a meeting and kind of be cohesive and organize what needs to be done, then whatever it takes, but you guys need to be ready. We're not just waiting for this rezone to happen. We got a lot of stuff, the other stuff to do before that.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So other than that, like getting that stuff together for you guys, getting prepared for your meeting, the physical meeting, we had that mock meeting. I want you guys to be physically ready for the physical meeting. Get that date down and get ready to rock. Okay. Also, too, since we are doing the resubmission, just verify all the dates. The dates we're going to be in front of City Council.
I already changed them.
You already changed them? Good.
Yeah.
All of that. And then any other resources you guys feel like you need, just make sure you understand the resources that you need to move forward and kind of go from there. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So that should be pretty much it for you guys. I was going to tell everybody else that's on. Some of you may know, some of you haven't known. Actually, some of you guys are going to be on the call. But on Friday, I am having Friday evening, I'm having a webinar, and it's going to be a lot of people that have come from me that are, I knew before when they were in positions that some of you on the call were. I knew Antoine when he was not doing this. I knew Duraka when he was not doing this. So you're going to get a chance to speak to people that have actually maybe have reached the level that you want to reach and understand kind of some of the struggles. Everybody was up at a place where they hadn't done it yet. So I think it's a really good opportunity There are only going to be 100 spots available. You guys can register for and I can share the link. You can register for the webinar. Just get there early. My people get there early so we can get in. I don't want anyone to say, hey, I can't get in because, and some people you guys haven't met. Christian Hip. Christian, I think Antoine, Christian, you and Antoine, you, Christian and Ken were in the same like first or second class together. Light skinned girl, kind of thin. She played basketball at UNC Charlotte.
Yeah.
But she's doing great. She's got like I think 16 or 18 bills going on right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's rolling.
Yeah,
I've been following her.
Yeah, Tay Grice. Tay's done a couple $100,000 worth of deals since he took the class. He's done amazing. There's some newer people too that have done things. Eric, he's a guy out of Florida that did his first deal. He's super scared. He made like, I don't know, 40 grand, and he did it from a lot split. He split a lot off and sold it. He made 40-some thousand dollars just through the paperwork. So a lot of you have kind of moved down the pathway. Actually, Anthony, I think I put you together at Eric. He's going to be on there. I think it would be good for you because you guys are further down the path. You're going to be a lot closer than a lot of people that are on the actual call are. But just to help you remember, like you're much further, Antoine. Like if you could speak to like where you are now from where you started, just like all the way around as far as understanding development, like how far do you think you've come as far as just the understanding side?
Night and day. I mean, it'd be from just general understanding to actual execution. I mean, it's a huge gap,
right? And Daraka's been involved in a bunch of different deals on a bunch of different levels. He's done that. There's other people been on the call too that have been, involved in deals at a bunch of different levels. So it's a good opportunity for you guys to kind of see people that literally, like Christian. When I met Christian, they had lost like $80,000 in a flip, and they were like, "Kenny, this sucks." Tay told me he spent his last bit of money to pack his car up, and he came that weekend to take my class. He said, I spent my last dollar on you. I was like, wow, really? He's like, yeah, my last dollar. So it's some good stories and just some motivation for you guys. You guys are a lot closer to where you need to be. One thing too that I have been trying to do more of with these calls and with my shadowing group and everything, knowledge is super important. Okay, knowledge is very, very important. But for us to go from knowledge to actual execution is the difference between you doing it. No, I can go shoot 200 jump shots by myself, okay? But until I can do it in a game, it is just practice. That's all it is, practice. Practice. And without the ability to go and execute and actually move on what you say that you want to do, then you will be a habitual learner. You will just be learning and learning and learning, which is good. But I want everyone to get the execution stage of things. Antoine, what you got?
I was going to wait, but that was such a perfect segue. I'm going to put my email in the chat. I've got a lot that I'm ready to do something else with in Winston. So I'm looking for partners. If people want to get some action, that's some execution right there.
Let me know. If you send it to me, what I'll do in the shadow pipeline, I'll get my people, I'll get my legions and minions to go through and tear it apart and do the analysis work on it. And possibly somebody might be even in that group be wanting to make a move on it. What's the details? Well, you got anything that you want to share about it?
Yeah, it's the one we briefly talked about it the other week. It's the 3/4 acre lot on Old Greensboro Road in Winston. It's a residential. Yeah. It's already relatively flat. It's RS with the opportunity to rezone to RSQ.
Gotcha.
So I'm finishing the deck, if not tonight, in the morning, and and then we can shoot it out to anybody else.
Cool. If you put it out there for sure, I'm sure there's people that possibly might be interested. Felicia, I see you on, so if you get the information about it, I might get you to put it into the pipeline for us, and then we can go ahead and do the analysis for it or whatever, and see what we would do with it, and kind of go from there. Also moving forward, with the group that I have now, like if you have a deal that you want analysis for, my team is hungry to be able to do that. That's what we're going to be doing. Any and everything. Any and everything.
I got one.
10 acres, 20 acres, whatever it is, I want to put it in front of them. Okay. I'm also going to start a new series. So one thing that you guys are going to have to do eventually is understand how to structure deals and how to attract money. And I understand that until you've done that, that's a difficult thing to do. So with my shadow group, we have, actually I sent out a investor kind of structure deal, and I'm going to send that to everybody in my shadow group, but understanding how to structure deals as a real estate developer so that you make sure that you get paid for your work, how to attract people to invest in your deals. And attracting people to invest in your deals comes without execution, you know, it's going to be difficult to come by. You know, if Felicia, you're going to get a lot more attraction from people on deal 3 than when you haven't done a deal yet. But you have to pay your taxes too. Yeah, on that first deal, you just may make, hey, I did it. I'm the person that got it. I got it done. I got it to the finish line. The next time around, then you can claw back some of your equity because now you've proven yourself. And the further you go in, the more you're going to do that. And the bridge between you getting there, of course, is your confidence and you understanding actually what the hell you're doing. The reason why I can speak about the way about things that I speak about those, because I have put the time and effort and practice in to be sure about what I'm talking about. And if I don't know, I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I'm not saying I can't figure it out, but if I know, I know. And you guys got to get to the same exact place, especially Ben, Bryce, Garaka, Antoine, and Jacoby. Like after this, like if somebody says rezone, you're like, oh yeah, sure, we can do that. That's not a problem. No problem. Most people you say rezones, they're like, oh man, that's too complicated. I would never want to go through that or whatever else. Once you guys understand what it takes, and this course of events that you're going through is basically going to be the same everywhere. There might be slight differences, but the actual physical aspects of it are exactly the same. And the same thing goes for all of you guys on the phone. Everybody that's on, instead of trying not to make a mistake, instead, just try to hurry up and make the mistake. Just hurry up and make it. You're going to mess up something. You're going to screw up something. You're not going to do something right.
Yeah.
Even with this rezone, we submitted, and Bryce, we had it in on time. We know we did, but we got pushed to the next day. And maybe I was too close to the date or whatever it is, or whatever the case may be. Also, when we had our
site plan meeting,
our meeting with them, did they say anything about a meets and bounds requirement for 3 lots?
Nope.
Did they say a word about that?
Nope.
Okay. But the next time you have one of these,
We know.
what are you going to ask right off the bat?
Meets and bounds.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys need to meets and bounds for the combined lot because we have 3 separate lots? You're going to know that. You're not going to trip and fall on that again. You're just not. You're not going to do it. So even in that, I didn't anticipate that. So I didn't know or think to ask that, but that cost us time. And the same thing is going to apply to all the other things I'm trying to get you to do in advance. You know, if we wouldn't have pushed with the legal as hard as we pushed, would we have known we could proceed without getting it approved first? Because what they tell us in the meeting, if we wanted our density bonus for what they tell us to do,
You have to confirm with legal, and legal had never done it before. So
right, we had to have a
understand what they're
signed
talking about.
contract with legal. So if we had took them at their word, and you're like, oh man, there's no way for us to get this done or not pushed on it, would we have gotten that? Remember how unresponsive Camille was. If you didn't push on Camille, if we didn't use Councilwoman Scipio, would we have gotten that done?
No,
No.
same with zoning. I had to call.
Right. You'd be looking at 8 units instead of 10 units. If I didn't go back and understand how I could manipulate the density calculation, I think the first meeting he was talking about, oh, we can only get 6. I'm like, no, we can get more than 6. You're not gonna get 6, you can get 10. So this is where, like, all of those things, they're all execution. You executed on getting the legal thing done. We executed on getting the maximum density because we understood the zoning. Okay. Even though we failed on, I didn't know we need the legal description. You're not going to have that problem ever again. So hurry up and fail. Hurry up and get it out of the way. You're going to mess up. Don't try to just be so careful. Just go in there and figure it out. Okay. I know that we've been focused a lot on, these guys' projects. It's a really good project, but I want other people to, this meeting is supposed to be for all projects that we have going on, okay? And I know that this rezone is kind of complicated and it takes up a fair amount of space, but if we have other projects, if you have another project that you're dealing with and you're on this call, this is the time for us to help you navigate and get through that project. If you have a project like Antoine has that you're looking to possibly find people to possibly invest in, everybody on this call is trying to get to the same place. Everybody. So I want you guys to use this as a resource, not just to come and listen all the time, but this is part of your execution. If you can find your way into a deal, or if you're like, hey, man, I got $4,500. Anybody got a deal I can get on with? Then let it be known. Okay. The other thing I want to start focusing on too for you guys is making sure that this is beneficial in a way that speaks to what progress like you personally need to make. So that being the case, you guys have the meeting. You should have the meeting in your calendar. There is a place for notes or to message everyone. If there's a topic, a subject, or whatever, you guys can message everyone. If there's something you're like, hey, Kenny, I really want to talk about, or you talked about last week about meets and bounds. I don't know what the heck meets and bounds means. This is a forum by which you guys can do that. But that's kind of what I want for you guys to make sure that we keep using this group. This group is supposed to be a support group for you guys moving forward and actually doing the things that you need to get done. So that's what I want you to use it for. And if you are looking for a deal, then let it be known. Hey, guys, I'm looking for a deal. And I don't know, I thought about there used to be, I don't know what they were called, these groups, chat groups or whatever, where people could keep up, but they get stuff gets lost. If you don't see something at the top of the group and you log on, a day later, you missed the whole thing. You might have missed the whole thing. But I was trying to think of a cohesive way also that this group could communicate. My other shadow group, we communicate via email, but I'm sending things out all the time. So and we have a pipeline that dictates like what we're working on. So it's easy to do that. You guys don't have that, but I think it would be beneficial for all of you to kind of be able to use yourselves as a resource and say, hey, I've got this, I've got that, I've got the other. Another thing that I'm going to tell you, this is just who I am. The people who are more engaged with me, I'm going to think about more often. I just am. Jacoby and Bryce, they are constantly looking. So if somebody sends me something, I'm going to send it to them. Antoine, we talk, at least, once or twice a week. Daraka, we talk all the time. So those people, I know that they're active so if I have something that comes up or something that's interesting, I send it to them. I just do because they're right there in the front of my mind because of that. So if you are in a place where you're like, hey, I want to be more, I want to be more active or be more available, then keep up with me. Make yourself, and it doesn't have anything to do with anything but an email, a text message, a DM or whatever. And if you're consistent in doing that, like I said, Daraka, Antoine, Jacoby, and Bryce, I talk to them, fairly often. But they talk to me because they reach out. I'm always busy. I just am. But still, they talk to me, so I find a way to get back to them. Daraka, you got a question?
Yes. Have you equity shared with a financer from land and the whole shot? I'm looking at an acre, and it's right now. It's before it hits the marketplace. It's it's an acre, but put 30 units on it, and it's priced now like it's 700. I'm trying to do the due diligence to really find out about the density, make sure it's what it is.
Right.
It's overlooking a little bit of water, which is the benefit, but it's the same. But not too far. It's a waste treatment plant.
Oh.
So I kind of need to go and it's close enough where I can actually go over there different times of the day and see if a breeze is coming that way, because that could spoil it all.
Right.
But I'm just talking about more from a financial standpoint. Have you dealt with that? I know you're in a different position now, but when you first started, where you give up some equity.
Explain to me kind of like what you're trying to execute. You're trying to find somebody to come in with the money to help make it happen, you mean?
Yes.
I think the first things first is you guys should what you're going to possess that most people don't is to uncover the reasons why not and all the possibilities for why. So like you said, like how far is that waste treatment plant away? Is there water and sewer there? What's the soil conditions like? What's the topo like? And if you get to a point where you could put together a viable plan to make it happen, and you can express that to someone, then yeah, there's a very good chance you could do that. Because most people, like a lot of people that talk to me, they think that money somehow is going to solve their knowledge problem. If I give Felicia $1 million, that doesn't make her a real estate developer or a surgeon or anything. It just makes her Felicia with $1 million. That's what it makes her.
Helps though.
It helps, but it's not going to give you the skills necessary to necessarily do that. And that's the difference between you guys and other people when it comes to this, is you've done the work to take the necessary skills to actually do this. So now you've gone through a rezone here. Going through a rezone in California is not going to be much different. It's just not. So now if you think to yourself, well, it has to be rezoned to get that done, probably 90% of the people fall off. Because they're like, I don't want to do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to go down that path. So what I would do if I were you is I would get the due diligence done the best you possibly can, put numbers together the best you can. The same way you guys, when you guys are looking at doing raising equity for your deal now, same process. Don't worry about it being perfect. Put it in front of people. Daraka too, you also have with your background, you have a very diverse array of people that have money. Probably more money than they got time. So you're in a place, if you prove yourself to be knowledgeable at executing, I don't think that's a very difficult thing for you to do.
Okay.
I'm sure plenty of people that burned up money on a chicken franchise or something crazy or whatever, and their careers doing stuff that they probably shouldn't. I'm sure you have plenty of those stories.
Yeah.
So that being the case, the same work that you do on other stuff that you did on your project here, do the same thing. And again, all of you guys, if you lose a deal because you took your time to do your due diligence, then the deal wasn't for you. If you do your due diligence and the time that it takes you to do that, you lose the deal, then that wasn't your deal. But you're not going to forego doing due diligence just to jump on a deal to find out, oh man, this soil's not buildable, or there's a flood zone, or any other million things that could possibly be wrong with it.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Anybody have any other questions about anything moving forward for them or for other people? And I saw some people put some stuff in the chat.
Just emails.
What's that?
Just emails.
Okay.
I do have a question.
What's that?
Don't forget to send that link for that webinar.
Oh yeah. Let me do it right now. Hold on one second. Sites. Webinars. Copy. And I would tell everybody to go ahead and go register now, if you can. And Lakeisha says she's looking. I don't know what she's looking for, but she's looking.
That's something for communicating across a couple of different job sites. That's
I can't hear.
You can't hear?
Can't hear me?
You can't hear? Felicia, you can't hear? I think it's on her end, yeah.
Oh, for a deal. She's looking for a deal.
Looking for a deal. So, Antoine, Lakeisha's looking for a deal. Send her the information on that deal that you have. Lakeisha, Antoine, he put his email address on there. It's not Antoine-MLP props. It's just the MLP props part. I don't know why he put that in there.
It'll send you an error message. What was it? So I have it pulled up right here.
What's that?
The plan review. How do you find it? Like how do you
Okay,
find
so what I did, so the email that I sent you, it has a submittal number. So once you create your account,
Weird.
you created your account already?
Oh yeah. I did what
All right. So once you create your account, you should go look at probably land use administration. Let me see. Display all previous submittals overview. Let me see. Let me look at mine. Give me a second here. I'll show you how to get to it here.
Project ID.
Yeah, you should be able to put the project ID in. So at the top, it should be a sign-in bar.
Yeah, I'm here.
Very, very top.
Oh. There we go.
You see it?
Do you not see it?
Oh yeah, there you go. So that's you guys' project. You can go monitor everything that you can. So now, if you want to, now I don't know if you have ownership access or not, where it says resume application. When you guys get the information that needs to be resubmitted, you submit it through there.
Yeah, I don't have access.
So since I came in as the owner, then now what I thought about doing, I can add all of you guys to my account, but that doesn't teach you how to go in and do it yourself.
I'm trying to see if I can do a if I can add myself as a person.
I think you have to add yourself to my organization since I submitted it, but you can still monitor the submittal from there.
Okay. Well, what was it? I was going to create one so all of us can get into the email or whatever. Because
So your organization, you can add everybody from your organization. That way, you, Ben, Jacoby can all get in and see everything needs to be done.
Yeah. Well, maybe add us to the organization just so that we don't have to. We don't have to send the legal description to you, and then so that you can submit it, so we can just submit it straight through there.
I'll add you guys into my organization, and that way you guys should be able to do that.
All right, perfect. And I'll send everybody, or I'll send the team the password, email and password, so everybody can log in and keep up with it.
Okay.
Cool.
And then Antoine, if that one that you have is one that you want to go down this path, like it don't cost any money to get that site plan done, to go ahead and do the look at what you can get as far as yield on it.
Right.
Like I said, if you want to send it over, my shadow team I'll let them work on cranking out a few different scenarios for a site plan, for maximum density, all that. Just send it over to me and we'll get that done. We'll help you get that done.
I'll get it over to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. But if nothing else, that's it, guys. Everyone, I hope everybody see I put the hyperlink in there for the webinar. Please get on. I think if nothing else, Like everybody on this call is far closer than most random people are into being in this development game. Jacoby, you got a question?
Is for
Yeah.
go high level.
I was asking for the Raleigh lot we were looking at. Did you ever find the price the wholesaler?
Yes, he told me they want, I think 300 per lot.
Okay.
300 per lot.
Okay.
And I asked him, can he come down? He said he's going to go back. He's a wholesaler, so I know it's not 300 per lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how much juice he's trying to get on top of there. But
Like a lot.
depending upon like what those max values are, even though it may be a little bit over, if it's a single family, we could still make 300 a lot probably work for me if you can get $1 million for it.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but he told me, he texted me back and said, let me see what he said. Yeah, he was like talking about 300 per lot. So I told him to see if he can get him down some, and then he's gonna hit me back. Okay.
Okay.
Do we have addresses or we just had PID numbers?
I think it was just PID numbers. I don't think there's physical addresses, but you should be able to put that PID number in the GIS system to find out if there's a physical address assigned or not.
I think I have the address.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 something or 9 something State Street or whatever.
Sometimes what was it? If they're old listings, you can see how much they were previously listed for, so we can
Yeah,
see
do-
kind of how much he's really trying to juice this for.
Do as much due diligence as you possibly can. See what other lots have sold also. Ben, you got a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I do it on this call, but I didn't send the email after the last call to get added on the I guess the replay list.
The replay list. Let me do it right now while I'm here. Hold on a
Make
second.
sure.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's
I was gonna
see.
say also that link, I don't know if that link is
Yeah.
broken or something.
That link's not working, by the way.
Not working? Okay, hold on a second. Give me 1 second here.
You might have, since it's like the high level, you're sending it for high level. It needs to be something
Okay,
different.
hold on. All right, give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second here. So let me add the replay list for share. Ben, what's your email real fast so I don't have to go look it up?
BT Hawkins. I can type it in the chat if you want to copy and paste.
Yeah, type in the chat. I'll go ahead and make sure I add you to that. And then you guys said that the link for the let's see. Let's see here. All right. Try this link. I got your email, Ben. Copy.
Works.
Send email. And then Ben, check your email. You should get a link to join for that.
Yeah, I got the email.
Cool. So check and make sure that you can get to that one. If there's any old ones you need to get to, you don't have access to, let me know. All right. Well, that's it, guys. Another good call. Antoine, send me the deals that if you guys, you want me to run through, my shadow team to go ahead and look at everything, let me know. We'll do that for you. And I think that's pretty much it. Lakeisha, you're going to get with Antoine. You guys know what you need to do moving forward as far as your contacts and everything for Winston-Salem too.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Till next time. All right.
Thanks,
All right.
man.
Thank you. Great night.
Thanks.
Thanks.